Moving on to lab assignments, you're going to turn in an assignment by the end of each laboratory period unless otherwise noted. So for example, there might be something that takes a little bit more time to analyze. Instead of being due on lab day, I might give you a couple days afterward to turn it into me. These will typically be returned to you graded the following week. That way you can use that material to study with. Because we have a very limited time together for lab, typically lab is 2 to 3 hours long, and we are abbreviating that because of COVID restrictions. We have pre-lab quizzes. This is for you to take before you come to lab on Tuesday, showing that you understand what we're doing that day, you're ready to go, you're not going to spend time in lab trying to figure out what we're doing. So before attending lab, you are required to take and pass the pre-lab quiz, which again is on the tartan. One of the biggest components of your laboratory grade is a proposal. The proposal is my favorite part of the lab because it allows you to display your creativity and what you're interested in scientifically. So I'll just read this to you. Congratulations, a private granting agency has decided to provide your class with $500 million to conduct one research experiment that they deem deserving. So be creative, dream big so your team wins the funds. And of course, no money is actually going to change hands. But what I want you to do is probably working in groups of 4. We might have to expand or contract that size depending on how many students we retain throughout the semester. You're going to develop a research proposal that's focused on a system of your choice. So it's totally up to you what your research question is. This imaginary research experiment must propose an experiment for a testable hypothesis. And during our first lab, which is virtual, we'll discuss what a testable hypothesis is and what the components of a scientific experiment contain. So your proposal is going to be 6 pages long, not including the title page or the reference page. It's going to be double spaced, either in Arial or Times New Roman 12-point font with 1-inch margins. Okay. It's going to include the following sections. We have the title page with some requirements here, background information, the testable hypothesis and the null hypothesis, the methods, expected outcomes, the conclusion, and the annotated bibliography. And we have an explanation here and an example of what I mean by annotated bibliography. You will have 2 components of this. The written proposal, as we just talked about. And then also at the very end of the semester, you and your group will do a 7 to 10 minute presentation via Zoom of your proposal. And at the end of everybody's presentations together, we will somehow take a vote to see who won the funds. And don't worry, there'll be more details about this and a specific rubric on what I'm looking for in terms of the written proposal coming soon.